Harihi Om Tat Sat. Om Stapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine Stapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine Avataravadishthaya Ramakrishna te Namah. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityormamritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us bow down to Sri Ramakrishna, the embodiment of all religions, the Supreme God incarnate. Let us pray to Him to lead us from the unreal to the real, to lead us from the darkness of ignorance to the light of knowledge, to lead us from death to immortality. We have been studying Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Today's topic I have chosen, Sri Ramakrishna, a living example of universal religion. We are planning to build Temple Universal of Sri Ramakrishna to highlight the message of Sri Ramakrishna, who integrated all the religions, validating the truth in every one of them and leading the spiritual aspirants in the right direction, emphasizing that everyone should concentrate on practicing religion rather than engaging oneself in unnecessary debates. One Mr. Chaudhary asked a question. He asked Sri Ramakrishna, how can one see God? Sri Ramakrishna answered, not with these eyes. God gives one divine eyes, and only then can one see Him. God gave Arjuna divine eyes so that he might see Lord's universal form, Vishvarupa Darshan. Again Sri Ramakrishna tells, God cannot remain unmoved if you have Raga Bhakti, that is, love of God, with tremendous attachment to Him. Do you know how fond God is of His devotees? How fond He is of His devotees' love? Do you know that? It is like the cow's fondness for fodder mixed with oil cake. The cow gobbles it down greedily. Raga Bhakti is pure love of God, a love that seeks God alone and not any worldly end. Prahlad had it. Suppose you go to a wealthy man every day but you seek no favor of him. You simply love to see him. If he wants to show you favor, you say, "No, sir, I don't need anything. I came just to see you." Such is love of God for its own sake. You simply love God and don't want anything from him in return. Saying this, Sri Ramakrishna sang, "Though I am never loath to grant salvation, I hesitate indeed to grant pure love. Whoever wins pure love surpasses all. He is adorned by men. He triumphs over the three worlds." These are the words of Sri Krishna in Bhagavad, which Sri Ramakrishna sang. The gist of the whole thing is that one must develop passionate yearning for God and practice discrimination and renunciation. Then Sri Ramakrishna tells there are three classes of devotees. The lowest one says, God is up there, that is, he points to heaven. The mediocre devotee says that God dwells in the heart as the inner controller. But the highest devotee says God alone has become everything. All that we perceive is so many forms of God. Narendranath used to make fun of me and say, "Yes, God has become all. Then a pot is God, a cup is God." Everybody laughs. All doubts disappear. When one sees God, it is one thing to hear of God, but quite a different thing to see him. A man cannot have 100% conviction through mere hearing. But if he sees God face to face, then he is wholly convinced. Formal worship drops away after the vision of God. It was thus that my worship in the temple came to an end. I used to worship the deity in the Kali temple. It was suddenly revealed to me that everything is pure spirit. The utensils of worship, the altar, the door frame, all pure spirit. Men, animals, and other living beings, all pure spirit. Then, like a madman, I began to shower flowers in all directions. Whatever I saw, I worshipped. One day, while worshipping Shiva, I was about to offer a bell leaf on the head of the image, when it was revealed to me that this Virat, this universe itself is Shiva. After that, my worship of Shiva through the image came to an end. Another day, I had been plucking flowers when it was revealed to me that the flowering plants were so many bouquets. Trilokya. Another devotee asked, "How beautiful is God's creation?" Sri Ramakrishna answered, "Oh no, it is not that. It was revealed to me in a flash. I didn't calculate about it. It was shown to me that each plant was a bouquet adorning the universal form of God. Universal form. That was the end of my plucking flowers. I look on man just the same way. When I see a man, I see that it is God himself who walks on earth, as it were, rocking to and fro, like a pillow floating on the waves. The pillow moves with the waves. It bobs up and down." How Sri Ramakrishna is rising to the highest stature of universal form, himself occupying that universal form. Manilal, another devotee, asked the master, "Well, what's the rule for concentration? Where should one concentrate?" Sri Ramakrishna answered, the heart is a splendid place. One can meditate there or in the Sahasrara. These are the rules for meditation given in the scriptures. But you may meditate wherever you like. Every place is filled with Brahman consciousness. Is there any place where it does not exist? Narayana, in Bali's presence, covered with 2 steps the heavens, the earth and the interspaces. A reference to a story in the Bhagavata. King Bali was proud of his charity. God appeared before him in the form of a dwarf and asked him for the space that he could cover with 3 steps. Bali granted the boon. With 2 steps the Lord covered the earth, the heavens and the interspaces. Bali was forced to place his own head before the Lord for the 3rd step. This curbed his pride. Is there any place left uncovered by God? A dirty place is as holy as the bank of the Ganges. It is said that the whole creation is the Virat, the universal form of God. Vishvatma, Paramatma. Sri Ramakrishna said again, as consciousness, God pervades the entire universe of the living and non-living. During the period when Sri Ramakrishna was born, unrighteousness or adharma had come in the form of materialism. Therefore, righteousness or dharma was to be established by demonstrating the futility of materialism and the utility and importance of spiritual ideals in life. It was at such a period of domination of the materialism that Sri Ramakrishna appeared on the scene. He brought forth, through his superhuman effort, the life-giving water from the springs of his own historic sadhana and varied divine realizations, and thus quenched the thirst of millions of souls. Through spirituality alone, Sri Ramakrishna revitalized the people. Born with a sense of mission, Sri Ramakrishna demonstrated through his exemplary life the redeeming power of religion and spirituality. Sri Ramakrishna had the conviction that his life had a divine purpose, that it was intended to demonstrate the truth of religion in this age, when human beings were steeped in materialism, in atheism, skepticism and agnosticism. Sri Ramakrishna came in a very dark age, spiritually speaking, though materially one might say it was a very advanced age. People had scientific knowledge, but spiritually it was one of the darkest ages in human history. Sri Ramakrishna was convinced that his life had a purpose, that he was to establish in the first place the reality of God, secondly, to demonstrate the truths of the various spiritual disciplines. It is interesting to see how Sri Ramakrishna addressed himself to the task of facing the challenge of materialism and atheism in his own way. One of the charms of materialistic education was its job orientation quality. Because of this, people were mad after it, and they did not care for the higher values of life. Acquiring job-oriented education had almost become the aim and object of life of all the newly educated persons. When Gadadhar, the pre-monastic name of Sri Ramakrishna, when he was 16 or 17 years old, his elder brother Ram Kumar, himself a scholar and a teacher, brought his younger brother with him to Calcutta and wanted to give him the kind of education which might win job for him and his family. Gadadhar did not take any interest in it. Noticing this, one day when Ramkumar admonished him for not paying attention to his studies, Gadadhar gave his celebrated reply, which is one of the life-saving gospels for modern man. He told his elder brother, "I don't want to learn the art of bundling rice and plantain. What I do want is to have that which produces right knowledge and enables man truly to achieve the aim of his life." Sri Ramakrishna refused to prosecute the bread-winning education and demonstrated through his life that the aim of education was not earning money and accumulating material wealth. The real aim of education was to acquire that knowledge which gave spiritual illumination and enabled one to manifest the God in him. Thus, while intense renunciation and longing for God was a burning passion in his life, the mode of expression of this longing was equally significant. Sri Ramakrishna, his forerunners and contemporaries, were vehement opponents of idol worship and thought it to be one of the banes of ancient Aryan religion. Sri Ramakrishna was to demonstrate that the Aryan religion was not wrong in accepting idol worship as a potent means of God realization. In 1856, after the death of his elder brother, Sri Ramakrishna accepted the office of the priest in the Kali temple at Dakshineshwar. For him, the image of Kali was not a mere idol, but a living mother goddess and a conscious entity. With this deep conviction, he applied his mind fully to the worship of the Divine Mother, with the sole desire of having her vision. His mode of worship was different from that of ordinary Brahmins, in that he looked upon the image as a veritable representation of God and treated it as such. While singing devotional songs, his heart used to be filled with spiritual emotions. Forgetting the whole world, including his own body, Sri Ramakrishna used to pray to the Divine Mother to grant him her vision. This longing for the vision of the Divine Mother grew so intense that he was not aware how the days passed into nights and vice versa. So great was his yearning for God that 12 strenuous years passed in a state of divine intoxication, during half of which period he did not close his eyes in sleep. Unconscious of hunger, thirst, or any of the cravings of the body or of the things happening around him, Sri Ramakrishna, during that period of sadhana, was almost like a madman. Day after day, month after month, year after year, he was immersed in the depths of that intense spiritual fervor. When he could no more bear this life without the vision of the Divine Mother, she revealed herself to him in the image he was worshipping. Thus he showed that man could reach the pinnacle of spiritual realization through idol worship also. The idol was as good a symbol of the supreme reality as the non-idol symbols. What was needed was intense devotion to the chosen ideal and longing for spiritual realization. But Sri Ramakrishna did not rest satisfied with the realization of the Divine Mother, the image he was worshipping. He performed various kinds of sadhana under the competent gurus like Bharavi Brahmani and Totapuri. He also went through the Islamic sadhana of Sufism under Sufi Guru Govinda Rai. He experienced two visions of Christ. In the picture of Madonna and the child, Sri Ramakrishna saw the living presence of the Christ. Then again, under the Panchavati of Dakshineshwar, he had the vision of the Christ, the compassionate and the Savior. Sri Ramakrishna concluded his sadhanas in the year 1873 by performing the worship of Shodashi, the Divine Mother, in the person of his wife, Sri Sharda Devi. He worshipped his wife Sharda Devi as the Divine Mother. The result of this superhuman sadhana was that his individual soul merged into the universal soul and became one with it. It will not therefore be improper to say that from then on he performed all the actions of his life under the impulse of the divine mood. He was thus established in the divine mood, in which he saw God in everything. Under the inspiration of this mood, Sri Ramakrishna now engaged himself in the work of the establishment of Dharma. His divine mood was in one continuous flow, and the mission of his life was clearly and definitely undertaken. We find him firmly taking his stand against Western materialism and the culture and civilization based on material science. For it had entered India and made the men and women of the country assume an outlook on life which was contrary to that of the eternal religion and was daily weaning them from it. So, Sri Ramakrishna applied himself wholeheartedly to the introduction of true religion among these English-educated people, so that through his guidance the lives of the people in general might be blessed with the light divine. What was this true religion by which the lives of the people are blessed with light divine? Giving the essence of this true religion, Swami Vivekananda, the famous disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, wrote, "Each soul is potentially divine. The goal is to manifest this divinity within by controlling nature external and internal. Do this either by work or worship or psychic control or philosophy, by one or more or all of these, and be free." This is the whole of religion. Doctrines or dogmas or rituals or books or temples or forms are but secondary details. This is the essence of religion. Man is divine. He is not matter. Therefore, only material life cannot satisfy him for long. Man can never have fulfillment in life merely by enjoying the material world through the senses. Immediate and direct experience of the divine only can quench the eternal thirst of man for fulfillment and peace. Realization of this divine within is the essence of religion. Each and every human being, irrespective of sex, caste, creed, color, or nationality, can realize it. The different religions of the world are only various paths or means of realizing this divine within. Therefore, there cannot be any dispute among them. There are differences in individual persons. Their interests and needs are also different. Hence, there are different religions according to the needs and interests of the individuals and groups. Each and every religion is fit to lead man to divine realization, provided he follows it sincerely. This fact was demonstrated in the exemplary life of Sri Ramakrishna. Speaking about this divine teacher of the world, Swami Vivekananda said, "The time was ripe for one to be born who in one body would have the brilliant intellect of Shankara and the wonderfully expansive infinite heart of Chaitanya. One who would see in every sect the same spirit working the same God, one who would see God in every being, one whose heart would weep for the poor, for the weak, for the outcast, for the downtrodden, for everyone in this world, inside India or outside India, and at the same time whose grand brilliant intellect would convince of such noble thoughts as would harmonize all conflicting sects, not only in India but outside India, and bring a marvelous harmony, the universal religion of head and heart, into existence. Such a man was born, and I had the good fortune to sit at his feet for years. These are the words of Swami Vivekananda. In Complete Works of Volume 3, you can see. The need of the hour, as well as the long-lasting solution to the problem of human existence, was the establishment of the eternal religion. The world was in need of a religion, having the provisions for worshipping personal as well as impersonal God, and the recognition of all the religious paths of leading to the realization of one and the same reality. The life of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna was a living example of this universal religion. As Mahatma Gandhi writes, the story of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's life is a story of religion in practice. His life enables us to see God face to face. His divine life thus demonstrated that God does exist, that religion is practical, and that man can realize God here and now. Thus, by living a great and historic life of God realization in all its aspects, Sri Ramakrishna once again established Dharma and thus saved the world from the destructive clutches of Adharma that came with the flood of modern materialism. So, we have to open up our eyes, we have to wake up properly and understand and practice religion in the right way. What is needed is practice, practice, practice. Nothing less than that. So, all the violence and so much of disturbance, turbulence going on in the world because of not practicing religion properly, not understanding religion properly. So, one should have firm conviction about one's own goal, and one should be very pointed in pursuing the chosen path with all sincerity. Sri Ramakrishna showed through his life that all religions are worshipping same God. They're all reaching the same truth. They're all children of God. So, the whole universe belongs to God, and God is in the universe. He is taking care of every one of us. He is taking care of the whole universe. So, we should be highly privileged if we have the opportunity to serve God's work, that is, to spread the message of peace and harmony among various sections of people. Spread the message of oneness of existence, which is very much needed. There is no conflict at all in religion. The conflicts are in the mind only. The conflicts are in the mind because of the impurities of the mind. So, one has to guide them properly. And it is very important that we should take up Sri Ramakrishna's teachings, Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Try to spread this message to every one of them as much as we can. That's all. Leave the result to God Himself. we are not to think about the results, immediate results. Our duty is only to spread the message of Sri Ramakrishna in the right way. And that is the purpose of Temple Universal of Sri Ramakrishna, which we are planning to have in Chicago. And Sri Ramakrishna is a living example of universal religion. It is tremendously great to be part of this work, and we should feel that we are chosen for this sacred work of spreading the message of Sri Ramakrishna, message of peace and harmony, oneness of existence. And each one of us should become Swami Vivekananda, totally dedicated for the service of humanity. The greatest service is giving them spiritual education, which is very much needed now, very much needed. People have got all sorts of confusion in the name of religion, and Sri Ramakrishna has given clear-cut ideas about the true form of religion. And so, Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, that is the scripture for the modern age. It represents all the Vedas. It represents Bhagavad Gita. It represents sacred scriptures, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Adhyatma Ramayana. All the teachings of the sacred scriptures are embedded in the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Let us try to read them line by line and practice them. Surely we will be blessed in our life and get fulfillment. Chapter 42, Car Festival at Balaram's house. Sri Ramakrishna was sitting in Balaram's drawing room with the devotees. It was 9 o'clock in the morning. Balaram was going to celebrate the car festival the following day. The deity Jagannath was worshipped daily at his house. He had a small car which should be drawn along the veranda to celebrate the festival. The master had been specially invited for the occasion. Sri Ramakrishna and M were talking together. Narayan, Tej Chandra, Balram and other devotees were in the room. The master was talking about Purna, a lad of 15. He was very eager to see the boy. Master said to M, "Well, by which road will you come to see me? Please have Purna and Dvija meet each other." When two people are of the same age and have the same inner nature, I bring them together. There is a meaning in this. In this way, both make progress. Have you noticed Purna's longing for God? Yam said, Yes, sir. One day I was riding on a train. He saw me from the road of his house and ran down to the street. One day I was riding on a tram, not train. I was riding on a tram. He saw me from the road of his house and ran down to the street. With great fervor, he saluted me from the street. Master said with tears in his eyes, "Ah, it is because you have helped him make the contact through which he will find out the supreme ideal of his life. One doesn't act like that unless one longs for God." Narendra, the younger Naren, and Purna, these three have a manly nature. It is not so with Bhavanath. He has a womanly nature. Purna is in such an exalted state that either he will very soon give up his body, the body is useless after the realization of God, or his inner nature will within a few days burst forth. He has a divine nature, the traits of a God. It makes a person less fearful of men. If you put a garland of flowers round his neck, or smear his body with sandal paste, or burn incense before him, he will go into samadhi. For then he will know beyond the shadow of a doubt that Narayan himself dwells in his body, that it is Narayan who has assumed the body. I have come to know about it. We shall stop here. So, we all belong to the universe. That's the substance of today's talk. We belong to the universe. The universe is my country. So we must grow, expand to that highest state. Then only we will have the vision of the universal form of God. So, this concept has been very clearly demonstrated in Sri Ramakrishna's life. Any question? Yeah, Purna, Sri Ramakrishna had, afterwards we do not know what happened to him. Yeah, that's true. Once they find out their identity, they don't want to continue their life on this earth. The mind doesn't come down, that's the meaning. The soul goes beyond the mind. Mind is the body, It is the mind that obstructs a person going towards God. That's why we always say, purify the mind. So, you have to use the mind to purify your own mind. There's always good and bad in the mind. Take hold of the good, make it strong, and through that good mind, conquer the evil one, raise up, and then transcend both good and bad. You are going beyond the mind. That's the state. That means you are released from the clutch of the mind. Mind is a clutch. Even though a person after living 100 years, he has to leave the body, but the gross body drops away, but the subtle body goes along with the soul. That subtle body is the mind. As long as the mind is there, one is bound to be born again and again, because mind is the storehouse of desires and unfulfilled desires, ambitions, so many things to be done, etc. So a person cherishes so many things in their life. He can't satisfy everything, so they go into subconscious state, they stay there. So the same thing comes up. So the mind pushes him to take another body. Of course, this coming back and forth, everything is done by some mysterious force. That mysterious force is the force of our own actions. Our own actions force us to take births. So, how important it is that we should perform good actions. Good actions lead to good path, bad actions lead to bad. So, mind, chitta vritti, yogaha, chitta vritti, nirodhaha. Purification of the mind. That's all that is needed. And for that, so many disciplines are prescribed. Anyway, that's the way. So, in the final analysis, one goes beyond the mind and he cherishes no more desire. When he becomes desireless, he becomes one with God. And he feels that it's a state of immense joy. When it becomes aware of its reality, he gets total fulfillment. And all the desires look trash. That's the final goal. Do you have any questions? Stop. Chant the name of the Lord and His glory unceasingly, that the mirror of the heart may be wiped clean and quench that mighty forest fire, worldly lust raging furiously within. O name, stream down in moonlight on the lotus heart, opening its cup to knowledge of thyself, O self, drown deep in the waves of his bliss, tasting his nectar at every step, bathing in his name the bath for weary souls. Various are thy names, O Lord, in each and every name thy power resides. No times are set, no rites are needful for chanting of thy name. So vast is thy mercy, how huge then is my wretchedness, who find in this empty life and heart no devotion to thy name. O my mind, be humbler than a blade of grass. Be patient and forbearing like a tree. Take no honor to thyself, give honor to all. Chant unceasingly the name of the Lord. O Lord and soul of the universe, mine is no prayer for wealth or retinue. The playthings of lust or the toys of fame. As many times as I may be reborn, grant me, O Lord, a steadfast love for thee. A drowning man in this world's fearful ocean is thy servant, O sweet one. In thy mercy, consider him as dust beneath thy feet. Oh, how I long for the day when an instant separation from thee, O Lord, will be as 1,000 years, when my heart burns away with its desire, and the world without thee is a heartless void. Prostrate at thy feet let me be in unwavering devotion, neither imploring the embrace of thine arms, nor bewailing the withdrawal of thy presence, though it tears my soul asunder. O thou, who stillest the hearts of thy devotees, do with me what thou wilt, for thou art my heart's beloved, thou and thou alone. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real, lead us from darkness to light, and lead us from death to immortality. May all be free from dangers. May all realize what is good. May all be actuated by noble thoughts. May all rejoice everywhere. May all be happy. May all be free from disease. May all realize what is good. May none be subject to misery. May the wicked become virtuous. May the virtuous attain tranquility. May the tranquil be free from bonds. May the freed make others free. May good betide all people. May the sovereign righteously rule the earth. May all beings ever attain what is good. May the worlds be prosperous and happy. May the clouds pour rain in time. May the earth be blessed with crops. May all countries be freed from calamity. May holy men live without fear. May the Lord, the destroyer of sins, the presiding deity of all sacred works, be satisfied. For he being pleased, the whole universe becomes pleased. He being satisfied, the whole universe feels satisfied.